This episode of Sibling Rivalry is brought to you by Booking.com. If you've got a vacation rental or have been thinking about listing one, Booking.com is a great way to open your door to more guests. It's one of the most downloaded travel apps in the world, so your listing is instantly visible to tons of travelers looking for a place to stay. You can register your property in under 15 minutes, and nearly half of the partners get their first booking within just 1 week. For the bookings you've dreamed of, list your property on Booking.com.
I'm going to show you all something.
What?
Bob got me these.
Yeah, they're great.
I have to say, I'm kind of into it a lot.
I knew you would like them.
They're nipple thingies. You put them on your nipples, and then they look like you have nipple piercings.
Well, I got them for you because this sweater is not going to be the tee because we can't see because of the sweater. Oh, girl, on this camera, it straight looks like a nipple piercing, like straight up.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does. Do it again. You got to flash it though. You can't show too much.
Wait, hold on, well,
how are they sticking? Are they suction? Is there adhesive on them?
There's not. So that was going to be my aversion to doing them because I'm like, girl, I'm not putting a Prozade every time I put these on, but I've never put anything on them and they just stick. I'll be like, hey guys, look.
Yeah, Monet, it looks like a nipple piercing.
It's too light.
I'm telling you, it looks like a fucking nipple piercing.
I got light skinned nipples.
I got something new and I want you tell me what you think about it.
Oh God, what is it?
Can you tell that I'm using a little bit of a thing here?
I get what in the
so this is why it took you so long to get your audio working.
This is not why it took so long, but what do you think of my little bit of voice boxing here?
What is that? What is that?
Answer a motherfucking question, bitch. Do you think it sounds kind of cool?
It sounds crazy.
But I can hear myself because I don't have headphones on.
Wait, it only works when you do this?
You have to be really, really close to the mic. So you'll see how like back here it's not doing it, but up here it is doing it.
I can't. When you're speaking, I can't really tell, to be honest.
But you gotta always do a little bit of a.
That's why I told
you.
But
also,
what is it? A pedal?
But also, this little moment here. What does it sound like?
It's a pedal?
Answer me. What does it sound like now?
It sounds like you have helium, like you swallow helium.
And what does it sound like on this side?
It's like you swallowed sulfur hexafluoride.
Bitch, you're not in Breaking Bad.
I'm just saying what it
sulfur hexafluoride
is what it sounds like to me.
That's how you sound. Actually, the hypothesis of the
nigga, is it a pedal?
Sorry, it is a pedal. Yes.
I can't.
I have two. You want one?
Yeah, give it to me.
What are you gonna give me?
I have these nipple things I got. A friend gave me.
I think you know what I want, and it's right behind you.
Okay, it's not that deep. If I could also just get someone to get, I can buy
and
one.
I can get one of those too.
Okay, then get it.
Because they gave out 10 of them on your season.
Then go get it. Go get it.
Then you go get it. You don't even know what this is called. I know where to get that. You don't even know what this is called.
Girl, you think you're the only one in the world that knows how to get a fucking auditory pedal?
I think I'm the only one on this fucking call who knows.
This is true, but I have a team of people that help me get everything else I need.
Oh, she got a team.
I do.
Oh, she's got a team.
I do declare.
Whoa. Monet Empires, honey.
You know, I just said I did. Oh my God, I'm such an asshole. Blair St. Clair called me.
Who called you?
Blair St. Clair. After I just said I do declare, I literally just popped in my head. She called me like a few months, like 2 months ago. And I was doing a thing. I was like, I'm going to call Blair back.
Blair blank care.
And then as I just said I do declare, it just made the connection in my brain that I never call her back.
How long ago was this?
It's like 2 or 3 months ago.
She's not going to answer.
I know. Okay. So what is the line that you like, this bitch is shady. I'm not, they're going to call me. I'm not going to answer. They call me back. What is the line there?
For me, it's not a line because I just assume they got busy. Now, if it's like multiple, like, I'm not one of those like one time.
Multiple.
If you like leave me on red multiple times, then I'd be like, okay, this is the person I want to talk to me. But if it's one time, I just assume you got busy. Yeah. Especially if I speak as infrequently as you and Blair St. Clair speak to each other.
You don't know how infrequently. You do not know that. You are assuming.
At least 2 months. At least 2 months. And that's only when she's speaking to you. You don't even return her phone calls.
I forgot to call back. I need to text her right now before I forget.
You wouldn't forget to return Kim Chi's phone call like for 2 months. You wouldn't forget
fuck Kim Chi.
You wouldn't forget to return Naomi Smalls' phone call for 2 months. So what I'm assuming is you speak less frequently than you and Kim Chi and Naomi Smalls do.
Blair, it's Monet. I am so sorry.
You're on the podcast.
I forgot to call you back.
You're on the podcast. She's demonetizing you. She's commodifying your presence.
So sorry.
Blair, she's using for clicks.
Sorry, I apologize.
Blair, she's using for clicks.
Shut the fuck up.
Did my voice go through? Good.
No, it didn't.
Because you're not wearing headphones.
I am wearing headphones.
Monet, bitch, I'm not slow.
I wear the RuPaul's.
And yep, yes. And which was first? Okay. All right.
Yeah, Bob, and what season was he? Okay.
They're like the season you're filming right now, RuPaul.
Oh, okay, got it. I get it.
So I have a pitch for Monet. So I've been thinking about this. I was driving home last night from your place. And I was going to call you after
Bob, you are such a psychopath. You're a psychopath of a person.
This is not... When y'all hear what I'm saying, you're going to be like, why is Monet calling Bob a psychopath?
No, it's just not just thing. It's just the Bob, you're hilarious. Go ahead. What happened?
So when I was leaving your place last night, I was going to call, but I know that you and Andy were trying to have your private time, so I didn't want to interrupt you, even though Andy texted me during whatever y'all were doing, just so you know. Anyway.
Yeah, Andy and I were fucking last night. He
texted me while you were fucking.
We're in our mid-30s. We have to organize sex now.
We're rounding down. Interesting. Anyway, so drag lap karaoke. Yo, isn't this great when y'all watch this? So I think that can you
give them some context? So last night, Bob and his friend Tal came over.
Tal's my partner. You can say it's partner.
Oh, okay. I don't want to break the news. I don't want to break the news.
Dude, I don't believe in like soft launching and hard launching. I think that's kind of tacky.
I know. You and Jacob said I love you on the first day. You clearly. So clearly.
And it was not the first day.
That's what y'all said.
We did not say we said we started saying it right away. We did not say the first day, Mo. That's not what we said. You're rewriting history.
So what's okay? I want to be very clear. What I said last
Claire,
night, literally.
Speaking of Claire, call her.
The fans sounded in the comments like, "No, Monet. Bob said the first day."
I did not say first day.
You may have misspoke.
Jacob could chime in because he was there for the conversation. He was there for the conversation that you and I had as well.
I don't tell you, but I think you may have misspoke because you said the first day. That's why we were all gagged.
I did not say I said right away. I said we chose not to make a big deal of being like, folks like, I'm gonna say it. I love you. Did I just say I love you the first time? That's you and Andy.
Okay, well,
that's you and Andy being like, and the first time I said I love you was at Disney World and Mickey Mouse came by and
we fucked him. We'll let the Sibling Rivalry historians, because they know the episode, the time, the date.
Monet exchange videos. Run the clip.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Anyway, so
and
Bob
what do you do when because y'all don't know this because the episode hasn't dropped yet. But one of the most delicious. I had a picture of Monet that was so delicious recently.
What was it? I don't forgot already.
What you had to do, you had to do something, and I sat on your back while you did it. Put it that way. It was great, and I was bulking, honey.
Wait, Jacob had a question.
Bob, can you flip the pillow really quick?
Oh, thank you.
No, Jacob, mind your fucking.
Taylor keeps flipping my pillow. I think Taylor keeps flipping my pillow when I'm not looking.
Imagine if I had a picture of me just in the background just like this the whole time. You know how distracting that would be and weird?
I'm going, I think I look cute.
Anyways. So Bob has offered a new a new partner to the firm. Tal has made partner to the firm, and then so Bob and Tal came over last night, and then I had this karaoke machine, and I was like, oh, let's just do some karaoke. So Bob, Tal, and I did karaoke in my drag lab, and it was honestly we went live on TikTok as a videos on my phone. It was very fun. I had a good time doing drag lab karaoke.
It was.
So Bob
fun.
was like, so this in true Bob fashion, he's like Monet, you need to do this. I was like, what? He was like, drag lab karaoke. You have to do this.
So here's my thought process. I only have 5 minutes to pitch before we go to break. So let me give you my pitch, okay?
Elevator pitch. Go ahead.
So drag lab karaoke.
Yeah, you want to mute?
Jacob over there
like,
at Benihana.
Jacob, you fucking doing that fucking DDT on the microphone.
So drag lab karaoke. I think that drag lab karaoke is a segment that happens in Monét Talks. You split from the episode for 1 second. You go over to drag lab karaoke. I was thinking to myself, you probably don't want to go to your home to film it. So I was thinking what you could do is film it here in my drag lab. Hear me out. But what makes drag lab karaoke different is they are putting on silly garments and like they're wearing like bits and pieces of drag. No one's in like, it's not like full drag fantasy.
Bad drag.
Yeah, bad drag.
Also, can we borrow the gold dress?
Bitch, don't play with me. Anyway, but it's a slight interview. But I was thinking to myself, like, I think that your guest should be like, I think your first guest should be Adore Delano.
I already had her on the.
I know, but like, would you let me fucking talk?
Go ahead.
Do you cut everyone else off when they're pitching you? Is this what it's like to have to pitch to Monet Exchange? You'd be like, ah.
Well, when Patty and Ty pitch ideas, we have like a formal meeting. We're doing another job. You're like, let's stop our other job. Let me pitch you something.
Formal. What's more formal than where you are being paid? Where I pay you to work.
Nigga, you wish
We've
you
already
paid
covered
me.
it. I pay your salary. You pay my salary. We've already covered this. We're not paying ourselves. That's illegal. That's illegal. So I pay your salary. I pay your salary.
Okay, what the fuck is illegal? Not that's illegal. Illegal what? A League of Legends?
That's how I speak. Clear it up.
That's not illegal.
That's
Illegal
illegal. What do you say? Illegal?
Yes, illegal. Not y'all. No, that's illegal. Illegal what? Finish the sentence.
Adore Delano, Duran Bernard is a guest. Amber Riley.
I had Amber Riley already.
But on Amber Riley, you can get. I will grace you, and I will do. But I think what make obviously this is obviously some sort of a kick on carpool karaoke, right? Clearly. What made carpool karaoke fun was they were singing their song, but also singing other songs too. So I'll come in and I'll do like one of my songs, but then I'll do Devil Went Down to Georgia. Amber Riley will do like, and I'm telling you, or one of her songs from her album, and then she'll also sing like
Big Girl Energy. Love her song.
Or she'll sing something like, I don't know, fucking a song she would never sing, like Good Morning Baltimore.
Oh, that'll be fun. We're doing it. I'm gonna do drag lab karaoke.
So you get people to sing so they would never sing drag lab karaoke. And because Monet and I are in the same building, our studios are in the same suite, you can just walk right over and then you'd be kind of hosting, but it'd be mostly just the karaoke. But the interview is really on the couch. And the drag lab karaoke is like a 5-minute segment where you sing like one or two songs. You can do two. Every episode doesn't have to have drag lab karaoke. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I think drag lab karaoke is very fun.
Shea Coulee could sing
Cocky.
Yes, but Cocky. No, well, I probably want to see like Drive or one of her newer songs.
Oh yeah, true.
But then she would sing Feed Me and then you could play Seymour.
Okay. I'm into drag lab karaoke. I'm into it.
But I want to be very clear about the illegal activities you're not allowed to do in my space. I will have things you don't have carte blanche to touch anything you want in my space. There would be a collection of drag and stuff that you all could wear. But I think it's really a cute idea.
I think it's really cute too. I think it's a really good idea, and I think I'm gonna do it.
Who are some guests? It says is the season finale.
I
I'll get her.
mean,
I could get SZA
do it.
easily. So we start by like we gotta rank up. If we get Grammy nominated Duran Bernard, then we can eventually get a SZA,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't. There's not a way. But what if Drag Love Karaoke gets so fierce, so popular that Beyonce wants to come on?
I think Beyonce would be easier to get than Rihanna.
No, I think no. I
can't get this girl to sing a song. I wonder how they had to trick her into doing a Super Bowl. She thought it was something else.
I think we get Rihanna. I mean, Rihanna. Okay, okay. My dream list would be SZA, Rihanna, Beyonce, Whitney Houston. If I can get all four of those.
Jesus Christ, Monet.
What? That's not. They do holograms. I would do a hologram.
Monet. Adele.
Adele, a girl after her Vegas show, she said, "I am not." She's done, girl. She's done. Adele is not singing for like 10 years.
We'll talk about Adele singing after this break.
All right.
And we're black.
Look around, everybody on mute.
I really liked the music in the movie Sinners.
Oh my God, the soundtrack is so good. So
I haven't actually went back and listened to the soundtrack though.
I did.
I mean, I listened to it in real time.
Andy and I have been listening to it, and then last night he's like, "Babe, can I tell you something?" I was like, "What?" He was like, "The songs I really like are the vampire ones." I was like, "Of course."
Strum along, we're singing this little. Honestly, they ate when they did they ate. I gotta be honest. Their little bluegrass or whatever song. I don't know what kind of music you would call that. It kind of ate.
Yeah, Sinners, I mean, it's not just them, the whole fucking movie. This is one of the best movies we've seen in the past 5 years. Would you say?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
And like, it's a good contender for I'm trying to think the last movie that I went to the movie, the last film I saw, I was like, oh my God. And I want to go back right away and was so thoroughly impressed by every aspect of it. And I can't remember what that is.
For me, it was Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Okay, I agree that
Wicked, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Sinners, for me in the past 10 years are the best movies.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I know that Everywhere All at Once was a really great film. When I went to go see that, it was like Andy and I went to like a midnight showing. I had just come back from a tour. I had worked.
We get it. Oh my God.
I worked all day. So
why you try to drop a little brag in when you talking? Why you always got to drop in a brag? I can't remember. Why can't you just like talk like a normal person?
No shade. I fell asleep in Everything Everywhere All at Once. But not because it was a boring movie. I was just so exhausted.
So you haven't finished it?
I had never finished it.
You were nothing, nowhere at any point in time. You want to apologize to Michelle Yeoh?
Michelle, I'm so sorry. But Michelle's a great actress, and you made up. And I felt like I atoned for my sins by going to see her in Wicked. She was so good.
But what about Jamie Lee Curtis?
Jamie Lee Curtis, I use her memes all the time, so I think that's how I've paid penance.
And last but not least, Stephanie. You have anything to say to Stephanie Hsu?
That's Andy's friend who went to school. I actually texted.
You slept during his friend's movie? Can I ask a question that might seem offensive?
Oh God, what?
Why did Andy go to school with so many Asian people?
It's Bowen Yang and Stephanie Hsu. Who else?
I feel like he's told more, but he's always like, oh, I was Bowen Yang's first kiss. I was Stephanie Hsu's first gay friend. Like, it's like, I was Jackie Chan's cousin.
No, well, he went to the NYU Tisch School, the experimental theater wing. All these weird experimental theater kids.
You think Asian people are weird?
No, it's not just. It was also, what's his name? The one from Spider-Man.
Her name is Stephanie Germanotta. Lady Gaga.
No, Lady Gaga didn't go to the same time as Andy, or they weren't in the same.
Lady Gaga's older than. Lady Gaga's my age.
Yeah.
Are you older than Andy?
No, Andy's older than me.
Not much. How old is he? Like 36?
He's 35.
You're not 34.
I'm 35.
Are you the same age?
No, but he was born in August. I was born in February, so he's 6 months older than me.
That's the same age, Monet.
No, he's not.
You're born the same year?
He's 6 months older than me.
But you're the same age. Your age is not down to the day. Your age is
the year. For half the year. And he's about to be 36. I'm going to be 35
half
still.
the what?
And I know we're not, because we were born
Half
in the
the
same
year?
Oh my God. He was born in 89. I was born in 90. So he is older than me.
Don't raise your voice at me.
I just did. What you gonna do about it? Anyway, Sinners, yeah, it was such a great film. And there's so many, I was gonna go back and watch it on Saturday night, but Taylor was supposed to come over.
Taylor.
Bob they were putting up them fucking Black Panthers I see behind him. So Taylor's supposed to come over at 2:00. At like 3:00, he's like, we're still here. 5:00, he's like, girl, we're still going. Then Bob was supposed to bring tape for him. Bob took forever to bring the motherfucking tape.
Well, I had drama.
I know you had drama, but it held everyone's day back. So then, as I'm stepping out the house, y'all, to go back to lead to the theater, because I bought my tickets, because I'm like, I'm not waiting for these motherfuckers all day. I wanted to go see Sinners.
Motherfuckers. As
I'm leaving the hotel, said, hey, so we're heading over now. I was like, hold on, let me see if I can cancel my ticket first. And then I did, and then they came over, so I didn't go see it again.
Are you going to acknowledge that Taylor did not come by himself?
Yeah, Taylor and his boyfriend came, and then Bob and his boyfriend came.
Yeah. Do you want to thank me and Jacob for coming over too?
No.
Really quickly, can you talk about our impromptu business meeting from your perspective, Monet?
What we had a business
When we came over for the business meeting, it was the same day.
We should all give our perspective.
Oh my God, y'all. Yes, we're all gonna give our
And I want to hear Jacob's perspective, and I want y'all to hear my perspective, and I think I was valid.
So let me tell you something, y'all. Okay, I am in my home. Bob and I had not spoken.
Sebastian, why are you so Jamaican today? In my home.
I did not say that.
Here I am in my home.
Ariel. So I was not supposed to talk to. I had not spoken to Bob all day. Bob and I had no plans on meeting, no communications the entire day. So I'm in my home. I'm cleaning up. I knew I had people come over the next day, so I was cleaning my. And makes fun of me, but I clean outside. I was scrubbing the porcelain outside because it was really dirty. Anyway, so I'm doing some housework.
I saw it. It was gross.
Doing some housework, doing some chores. And I hear my ring doorbell things. I'm like, okay, who the fuck is? I thought it was a delivery because Amazon.
You're missing the part why the doorbell rang. And you know what? This is your story.
Right.
This is your story. My bad.
So I hear the doorbell ring. I go to the front door, and it's Bob and Jacob. I'm like, what y'all doing here? Bob was like, Monet, why don't you answer your phone? I was like, I didn't have it on me. I was cleaning. And Monet, I've been trying to call you. I was like, okay, what's up, girl?
That's not. You tell your story. I'm gonna tell mine.
And I was like, okay, what's up? He's like, can I come in, please? I was like, of course. So we come in. Him and Jacob come in. They sit at my table in the front. And then I'm holding.
I can tell you came this close to saying foyer. You fucking 1%
It's not a foyer,
but you almost said it. I saw it on your face. Of course, I had the servant come retrieve them from the foyer.
Anyway, so I'm holding Colleen in my hand, and Bob and Jacob sit at the table. Jacob is smiling, and Jacob is laughing. I'm like, what's going on? So Bob was like, Monet, we need to have a meeting. I was like, okay. And I'm holding Colleen. Colleen is like scrolling around in my head, like, yo, I'm tense because Bob is coming to my home, yelling about answering the phone, making sure we have a meeting. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm holding Colleen, who's my familiar. She comforts me when I'm feeling distressed. And I was like, Monet, can you please put Colleen down? I was like, why? And Monet, you have to put the cat down. I was like, no. I was like, I like to hold her. She really comforts. He's like. And he starts telling me this thing about the podcast. He's like, Monet, you have to put Colleen down. Or can I get something to drink? Something needs to happen. I was like, okay. So I give Bob a glass of Kool-Aid, Crystal Light.
It was not Kool-Aid.
It was Crystal Light, red Crystal Light. And then we get to have this busy meeting about the podcast.
Something that's at your house. We should get Kool-Aid at the house. Jacob, we need Kool-Aid at the house.
At y'all house?
Yeah. No, at your house too. What about your house?
I don't want no Kool-Aid in my house.
I'll bring it over. You don't have to drink it, but it'll be for me.
So then we begin to have our business meeting about something. And Bob also had some stress happen in his personal life that day. So I think the stress of personal stuff was clouding a lot of things. And you came in really hot and very intense in my home when I had no intentions of you coming over and I was minding my own business.
But you told me that I can come over whenever I want.
Yeah, sure. But yelling, I mean,
I was not like yelling.
Jacob.
Okay, now let's tell our side of the story, Jacob.
Jacob has his own he wants to tell.
Jacob, tell your part, Jacob.
we were on a business meeting. Well, first it started with me. It was me, Bob, and our editor Jay on the phone. We were driving. Monet froze for me.
No, I can still hear. It's just you.
Okay, it was me. Me and Bob in the car on the phone with Jay, our editor, talking about some production stuff, and we realized we needed Monet on the call. And Bob called Monet, and she didn't answer. And he was like, "Okay, well, we're near her house. We're just gonna go over and see if she's there." So we made a sharp turn. We drive by Monet's house. He gets there. He's like, "Is her car there? Her car's here. We're going in."
We're going in. like you go to fucking Vietnam.
Jay is still on the phone, and he goes up, he rings the doorbell, and you don't answer at first. And he's like, "I know she's here. I know she's here."
Oh my God.
Right. And then Monet came very confused. And Monet was standing, and Bob was like, "Monet, can you sit down?" And Monet was like, "I'm holding Cubby. I'm going to stand." He's like, "No, Monet, you need to sit down."
It's very Bob. Very Bob.
And then the rest lines up with what Monet was saying.
Okay, so let me tell you all.
Thank you, Jacob. I forgot about the sit down. The sit down first. Like,
I'm going to explain everything now, and it will all make sense, and no one will have any questions. So, I got a new car. I'm getting rid of my old car, and I'm trading it for a new car. So my new car was getting delivered. I thought it was getting delivered to my studio. It was not. We were putting up the wall. I was like, "Oh, it'll be a second to go outside. I'll get my new car, and then I'll just, swap it out, whatever." Turns out, the car is being delivered to my home, which is about 20 to 25 minutes away from the studio, depending on how heavy traffic is. So I had to leave the wall, which you can see is done behind me. I had to leave the wall. So I left. It was supposed to be just me doing the wall by myself. And then Taylor was like, "No, I'll help you do the wall." And then Taylor was like, "I'll bring in my boyfriend." And then Jacob was like, "I'll come to help set up." So it ended up being 4 of us here, which honestly was fantastic. Once we all started working together, we really zoomed through this wall. And thank you to Alex and Taylor and Jacob for helping. But I was like, fuck, I have to go home to go get my car. Okay, so I drive back to my home, to my apartment, and then the guy shows up with a car. He's like, "I need proof of insurance, I need driver license, and did you sign the contract?" I said, "Can I just sign
my license is suspended. What am I going to do?"
I said, "Can I just sign the contract right now?" He was like, "No, you have to sign it like digitally." I was like, "But you have that clipboard. I can't just sign the contract right here on the clipboard that you have." He was like, "No, I have no access to." I said, "You don't have access to the contract you need me to sign?" He was like, "No, we sent you to this email." So I went back. I could not find the email. The email, by the way, the email was not sent. I checked with Kennedy, checked my thing. This contract it was nowhere to be found. Mm-hmm. Nowhere to be found. They delivered me a car with no contract. And then I said, "But that's my car. I'm looking at it." I said, "I paid for that car." He goes, "Yeah, I know. I mean, I didn't pay for it. I made a down payment on the car." And he goes, "Yeah, but like you can't have it." I was like, "Are you just gonna take my car?" I said, Am I gonna get my money back?" He goes, "I don't know. I'm just delivering the car." And I said, "Give me a second. Let me try to find it." So I'm trying to call Kennedy, trying to see if we can find this contract. And then the guy goes, "I can only wait 15 minutes. I said, "Then go." I said, "Then just go." He goes, "You sure?" I said, "What's the other option?" I said, "Are you going to give me my car?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Then just go on, girl. Just take the car. Go about your business." So I'm
go back to your apartment.
Yeah, so I am now irritated because I took a break from this wall to go get the car. And then Taylor was
about like 25 minutes.
So I was at the apartment for like 8 minutes before he got there. So I have now left the studio where I was supposed to be helping Alex and Taylor do this wall behind me. I am now about 40 minutes later. So Taylor's like, "Please grab some tape. Please grab some tape before you come back so we can put this up on the wall." I said, "Okay." I'm headed back. Me and Jacob have a conversation about something that's really cool that we're going to actually be revealing to you all very, very soon. You probably actually already know about it by now, right? Right, Jacob?
By this, yes.
Do they know about it now, Jacob?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you all know, Naomi Smalls is going to be joining us because Monet is under the foot of Paramount and she is too scared.
Bob is lying.
And she's too scared.
Bob is lying.
Okay, well then why are you still on the podcast? And Naomi's
Bob is doing a bit,
because
and you know what you're doing.
Has your address too. If she showed up and gathered you by the drawn on ink hairs of your eyebrows.
I can do pit stop and watchery, but Bob knows why I can't do it. He's being ridiculous.
Anyway, Monet got gathered by Paramount because she's afraid she's a corporate shill. So at this point, we're trying to figure out how to do this thing with it because Naomi doesn't have a setup like this at home. She doesn't do a lot of podcasting and stuff. So Naomi comes into the studio. So we're trying to get it all set up and we're trying to figure out how to do because we're miles apart from each other. But we don't do it in the same room very often, as you all know. We rarely record together. So we're trying to figure out how to do it. And I'm like, I want to use these angles. I want to use these things. I want to use multiple cameras. And then Jay and Jacob are like, I don't want to use multiple cameras. I want to use one camera. And I was like, I want to use multiple cameras. We're going back and forth. I want to use multiple. I want to use one. I was like, I need Monet's opinion. Because Jacob and Jay were tag teaming the shit out of me, whooping my ass. I didn't have a leg to stand on. I said, Monet's going to have my back. I know Monet would agree with me. So I call Monet, beep, 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 boop. In my hour of need, Monet does not answer the phone. Now, I am already like, and I still need to go get tape. Keep in mind, I still need to go get tape to do this wall. So I'm like, I'm going to Monet's house. We're driving back. I'm like 5 minutes from Monet's house.
You took a sharp turn.
It was not Jacob added that sharp turn. I turned like I normally do. So
hard 90 on the steering wheel, like Fast and Furious.
So I go to Monet's house. I do the car. I did that part of stress. I know she's here. Her car is here. I'm ringing the doorbell. No one answers. And I say, I know she's here. I said, this is her fucking car. I know she's here. I ring the doorbell again. Monet shows up very like a scared white woman at the hello, holding her cat. Oh my God. There's a black guy and a small Jewish man at the door. Barry Marjorie Taylor Greene. They have space lasers and they're Negroes. So me and Monet get in. I'm asking Monet to sit down because Jay is on speakerphone and she's too far from the phone. In y'all's defense, I am too flustered because of the car, the tape, and the double team between Jay and Jacob that I can't just say, Monet, I need you to sit down because if you sit down, Jay can hear you better. Monet is over in the kitchen. Monet's still cleaning her disgusting grout outside that's covered in goop. Monet's walking around the house. I said, Monet, Jay can't hear you. I did at some point say, Jake, and I did say, put the cat down because Colleen was screaming. You guys don't know this. If you touch Colleen, she screams. If you touch her tail, her paw, pick her up, any physical contact you make with Colleen, she just starts screaming, this cat. So Colleen is screaming. Monet is far from the phone. Me and Jacob is laughing. Jacob is over here cackling. And I'm like, please sit down. Monet's like, I don't want to sit down. What is going on? I said, Monet, please just sit down, please. I will say this,
it was not explained to me what was going on.
I didn't have the words.
He was so stressed out over the car situation, he didn't want to talk about it. So he just came in like he'd been through war and was like, I'm so stressed out. I don't want to talk about it.
And Monet kept being like, why are you? I said, I'll talk about it later, but can we do this now? Monet's like, why? What's I say, Monet, I'm stressed. Can you please just sit down? I'll tell you after this break.
Every step forward matters, especially when it comes to your finances. Whether you're saving for something big or just trying to stay ahead of unexpected expenses, even small wins add up. That's why I'm excited to share something that can help you build a better financial future, Chime. When you open a Chime checking account, you're unlocking tools designed to help you move forward. We're talking no monthly maintenance fees, fee-free overdraft protection up to $200 with SpotMe, and even getting your paycheck up to 2 days early with direct deposit. It's about progress without the stress. I've definitely been hit with overdraft fees, y'all, and it's never fun, especially when it happens over something small like a cup of coffee or a bag of chips. With Chime, you can overdraft up to $200 without fees as long as you set up qualifying direct deposit. That kind of flexibility is a game changer. And if you ever need access to your pay before payday, Chime's My Pay feature lets you access up to $500 of your pay without mandatory fees or interest. Whether it's for groceries, gas, or a last-minute bill, having that option is a huge relief. Chime also gives you access to over 50,000 fee-free ATMs, more than the top 3 national banks combined. And with easy tools to send and receive money, plus no surprise fees, it's easy why so many millions and millions and millions are joining Chime to make real financial progress. Make progress toward a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/sibling. That's chime.com/sibling. Chime feels like progress.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News and World Report 2023. Chime checking account required.
This episode of Sibling Rivalry is brought to you by Booking.com. If you've got a vacation rental or have been thinking about listing one, Booking.com is a great way to open your door to more guests. It's one of the most downloaded travel apps in the world, so your listing is instantly visible to tons of travelers looking for a place to stay. In fact, over the last 25 years, Booking.com has helped more than 1.8 billion vacation rental guests find their home away from home. So why not let them find your next one, okay? And it's not just about access to all those potential guests. Booking.com also makes it easy for you to manage your business. You can chat directly with guests, accept or decline bookings, and maintain full control over your calendar and your finances. It's hosting on your terms. And the best part, getting started is incredibly easy. You can register your property in under 15 minutes, and nearly half of the partners get their first booking within just 1 week. If you're already listed somewhere else, Booking.com makes importing your property info seamless so you can get going right away. Whether you're hoping for some extra income, or if you just want to have that vacation rental weekends, or if you want to grow your vacation rental into a full-time business, head to Booking.com to get started today. The reach is global, the bookings are consistent, and the control is yours. For the bookings you've dreamed of, list your property on Booking.com.
Okay, listen, I know I just interrupted either me or Monet. I know. Listen. I know you wanted to watch the full
Stop
video.
interrupting Monet. What?
Shut up, I'm talking.
A shock.
Shut up, I'm talking. Now listen, if you want to watch the full video is available. You have to go to our Patreon to watch it. Yes, honey, people pay for this content, and they're paying it so you can watch the first half for free. So you can either thank them or you can join them, quite frankly.
Yeah. So you come join us over at Patreon and see the full thing in 4K, honey. 4K
That's
quality.
right. Oh, and not only that, y'all, you're going to get to see a lot of exclusive content. Our one-woman shows, some of our stand-up specials are there. Crowd work specials are there. And also, I will fight you in the comments. If you come for me sideways, I will fight you.
And he's not playing. His shit bitch is not playing. The full trailer effect is giving.
All right, let's get back to the episode. I want to hear what we have to say.
So I'm stressed out, and I'm like, Monet, please just sit down. I will tell you why I'm stressed later. Please just have a seat. Monet will not sit down. By the way, she didn't sit down the whole time, just so y'all know. I have to relay what she's saying to Jay on the phone.
That's not true. That's not true. I was talking to Jay. That's not true.
Because she was so far from the phone. But I will say this, Monet did have my back.
I did. I was trying to be the voice of reason.
Monet mediated between me, Jacob, and Jay.
Yeah.
She really was the voice of reason in that moment, which I greatly appreciate. And we came to a beautiful conclusion, and I cannot wait to all see. You've already seen it. You saw how beautiful the episode looks.
Yeah, I'm really excited
Could you be a hostage negotiator?
You know what? I am very good in high energy, tense situations. I always think about, like, not always think about, but like, God forbid, like I'm in like, if like I'm in like, oh my God.
If you don't give me the money, the dog gets it. They're negotiating.
Okay, tell me, what do you need? What do you want?
I need 80 pounds of wet dog food.
Wet dog food. Okay, yes. Is there a particular brand?
Yes. I need Purina Premium Dog Chow.
Okay.
And if you don't get it to me right now, this dog is getting blasted away.
Yep, we got you. We got it. It's coming.
And I need to see the dog food first.
Just talk to me for a second. How are you doing?
I'm well, but ask Cody how he's doing in about 5 minutes.
Okay, we have it coming. We have it coming.
4 minutes, 25 seconds.
Yep. We have it. Fly it in, please.
I don't see it. You now have 3. Okay, slide it over. Don't walk over here. Do not walk over here. Put it on the drone or something.
Okay, we will airlift it on the drone to you. It's coming to you.
And is there anything else in that? Whoa. Don't put it, open it up and let me see the dog food.
It's locked. It is a sealed container. I promise you, Bob, we would never, so send it to SWAT. We're gonna lace your ass up like Queen Latifah and fucking set it off. I was thinking if I was on a plane and it was going down, I think I would be a good person to sit in the emergency exit lane because I would really be able to help everyone out. Like I wouldn't like, yes, put my thing on for air, but I would not like say fuck everyone and just labor. I would help everyone like survive.
Would you have accepted sorry to jump back. Would you have accepted the vampires deal?
Okay, which deal?
Let us turn you to vampires. There was the whole deal was turn to vampires, and also we're gonna go get the Klansmen. By the way, obviously, and this needs to be said, if you've not watched Sinners, spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, girl. Spoiler alert.
You can join us, and we're also because when they came to the door and they sang the little bluegrass song or whatever that kind of music was, the little folk music, they were like, "Just let us turn you." By the time they came back, they were like, just let us turn you.
Yeah, but I don't, but no, I would not have accepted it because, but like, why? Like there has to be a reason. Like, why?
Well, he's like, first of all, you get to live for a long time. 2, you're going to gain some powers. 3, you get to join this community. 4, I've given you information. I've now told you. Like in good faith, I've said the Klansman who sold you this place, I already know because I literally know that now because I share the thoughts of this racist guy, his uncle or whatever, I think it was Lady's uncle. The Klansmen are coming back and they're going to get you. I'm telling you that to offer you like, hey, look, I'm telling you the truth. They're going to come back and get you. And I plan on getting them for you and you can join in and help us get them.
But you had all the time to get them, but now you're no, because I mean the entire metaphor of the vampires in this, they're just like there's systematic oppression. They're lying. They're dangling things saying that they're going to help you, but he really had no intention of doing that because he could have done it a long time ago.
Well, he already did get he got that one Klansman.
Which one?
The white guy who joined him.
Oh, at the top. No. But he added him to their team.
I will say,
like you're adding Klansmen to the team.
Yeah, imagine that I will say this. I imagine that by the time he was gonna go over there, he'd just be growing his brood as opposed to actually just getting rid of them. He seemed more interested in growing the brood than he was in just killing people.
Yeah, so I think that, which I think, again, is a really dope tool of Ryan Coogler to kind of show the systemic ways that racists work.
But it also seems like once you become a vampire, you're not racist anymore. Because you share consciousness with people of different experiences.
This is true.
I don't think the vampire was racist.
The original one.
And I think that once the racist people became vampires, I think they stopped being racist too.
Once the racist people became... Yeah, I mean, I guess they weren't attacking because they all have this like hive mind with they're under one accord operating with one goal, which is just to get more vampires to their coven. What
I think it's called a brood.
A vampire brood, is that what it's called?
I think a vampire group is called a brood. Let me see, a brood.
Generally speaking, yes, it is.
Oh wow,
a brood is a family of young animals, especially of a bird. I think they're called vampire brood. Yeah, a vampire brood usually consists of 3 or more members who gather together for hunting rituals and celebrations. Yep.
Interesting.
I learned that from wrestling.
Got it. I think that in this film, like I wonder why why do you think he used vampires to convey this?
Well, maybe it is to show that the blunders of the social blunders of racism are a human thing, right? Like, I don't think that animals are racist. I do think that animals tend to not like people who they aren't used to seeing. So if a dog doesn't like black people, I don't think it's because the dog is racist. I think it's because the dog's not used to seeing black people, right?
But you can train a dog to attack black people.
But the dog's not doing it out of racism.
Right. If you teach a dog to attack only black people like they did in the 30s and 40s, like then you're teaching the dog to be right because it's not attacking white people. It's not attacking anything else. It's attacking.
But you're not teaching the dog racism. You are giving the dog bias, but the dog isn't doing it based on race. It's doing it through their training. Right. So it's like a computer. If you have a computer that scans and if they see black people, it says no. The computer's not racist. It's just biased.
Yeah, fair.
So I feel like it was showing that racism is a human thing and vampires aren't human. And once you have this collective hive mind, they seem to have gone beyond race. Maybe I might be slightly missing what's going on in the film, quite frankly. I mean, in Coogler's.
So one of the things
did Coogler write it?
I think him and his wife did it together. Let me double check.
Go ahead, Jacob. What are you about to say? Jacob, you about to say something?
He did write it. I think one of the things is that the vampire is like much older than America. So he's like from Ireland from the time when England was spreading their brand of Christianity across England. So I think he is old enough to be around before the conception of like American slavery and the construction of that.
Well, he's also from an occupied place, right? He's Irish. And Ireland was being occupied by
the
Great Britain.
Yeah.
So maybe he has a sympathy for what African Americans are going through, even though, I don't know, at the time, while those African Americans living there were living on occupied land, but it was Native American occupied land. It wasn't their land. They were occupied people.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Irish would have an understanding of what it means to be living under occupation.
Yeah. This was written, directed, and produced, written, and directed by Ryan Coogler. And I think his wife, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I've read some articles saying that his wife was also a part of it. Like she was in the streets screenplaying it with him and writing and stuff like that and giving suggestions and all that. I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Woonmi is amazing.
Woonmi?
Woonmi is the witch.
Oh, yes.
She played Annie.
Yeah, which, can I just say, this
I think I'm saying her name right, Woonmi.
Though I love that Coogler included this, because, so many black people, they be so scary about, oh, that's dark-sided, that's that demon stuff. I'm like, we don't realize that like, black people, we are connected to this stuff, like witchcraft and what you call this stuff?
Voodoo and hoodoo?
Voodoo and hoodoo, like that's all part of our connectedness to the earth and what we did before the introduction of fucking Catholicism and Christianity. Like it's part of who we are, and so I love that he didn't shy away from it. And I'm so happy that this movie did not become a Jesus thing. Oh, we can only get him with the cross, like fucking Deliverance. Remember Deliverance? You got Jesus all of a sudden.
Baby, Deliverance. That's the Lee Daniels film, right? Yeah. Deliverance turned into a big religious propaganda piece, and I was honestly insanely disappointed.
Yeah, I know. I think that's what
because it could have been a camp cult classic, but then it turned into a fucking a
Jesus fest.
Jesus fest. Then I was so disappointed in that. We are inherently black folks. We are inherently a little witchy.
Yes, we are.
We're inherently a scotch
scary about that.
Omar Benson Miller. I don't think enough people talk about his performance. He played Cornbread, the bodyguard, the front door man.
Oh yeah, I love him.
Not enough people talking about how funny he was. He was so insanely funny.
He's very funny. I mean, he's another person, another actor that I feel like only famous to black people. Like if I saw him in Erewhon, I'm like, oh my God. But I would never. He's one of those actors, though I wouldn't know his name. But I've seen him in so many. He's been in so many things.
Yeah, I would not know his name. I'm reading it right now. I would not know Omar Benson Miller's name if I saw him.
Yeah. Also, I mean, and also this movie, this film is set in the 1930s. So in that time in America, things like that's Jim Crow, that's the Great Depression, that's fucking chain gangs. There's so many layers in like what is happening in America in this film, and I love the community that shit show. Like when he went into town to start setting up for the party, he gets this little girl and he's teaching her about how to negotiate for herself, how to like advocate for herself, and don't just accept the first offer, counter it. Like I love showing that. When those two like black dudes are stealing from the car, he shoots him to teach him a lesson, but then gives him money to go back and to take care of his wounds. Like that's like some community shit, like policing our own and like being responsible for each other. I love those subtle hints of that in there as well. I thought it was really dope.
I just saw so Buddy Guy plays the older version of Sammy.
Buddy Guy, I don't even know who that is.
He plays the older version of Sammy at the very end when
is he a famous musician?
He's a musician, yeah.
Oh.
Can I tell you something? I don't know if I should even mention this because it sounds shady, but it's just it's interesting if nothing.
What?
Buddy Guy was born in 1936.
Whoa.
His wife
90.
His wife was born in 1990. No, that can't be right. That cannot be right. No, he married her in 1991. Okay. Okay.
Well, I mean, but that's like that guy.
She was born in 1952.
Girl, that football guy, he's like 80 years old and his girlfriend's like 25. It's going all over the news right now.
She was born in I apologize. Buddy Guy, and I know you listen to the podcast, Buddy. Buddy Guy's wife was born in 1952. Jennifer Guy.
Got it.
There we go. I was like, Jesus Christ.
And I also love showing, because, for such a long time, I mean, it's probably more, it's something that I've seen depicted on film and in like articles, especially in like the LA riots, yada, yada, yada. Sometimes you see this tension, I wasn't there, I don't know, that allegedly exists between Black people and Black Americans and Asian Americans. You know what I mean?
Well, you grew up in a town with a lot of Black people, a lot of Asian people. New York City has a lot of Asians, a lot of Black people.
Yeah, and but I didn't witness this tension, but again, sometimes I look through the eyes of like when I was in middle school, right? What did I say? I was like 10, 12, 11, 12, and I mean, I used to go into corner stores all the time that a lot of Asian folks would like, and I never felt like weird, or sometimes there are some microaggressive things that happen, and sometimes you think someone looks at you a little longer, whatever, but I think depicted on film and what from America's history I've seen is that there has been this tension that has existed between Asian Americans and Black Americans, and how we coexist in the same neighborhoods and blah, 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 blah. But in this neighborhood, they had these two Asian, the people who run the shop that they were getting things for, I believe they were Chinese Americans there, and they were part of the community. And when I was reading this little article, they were saying that I didn't know that they had brought Asian Americans into America to subsidize for African American slavery after we got free.
So Chinese people were working on the railroads,
right?
So I'm assuming that if these people are meant to be Chinese, then they are probably maybe first generation Americans from Chinese railroad workers. And I'm glad they showed Chinese people with Southern accents, because in the South it is quite common for like Asian people and for Latino people to have thick Southern accents. Like my roommate in college, Jaime, he was Panamanian. He had a very, very thick Southern accent, incredibly thick Southern accent. And a lot of the Asian kids had Southern accents too, especially if they were first generation Americans.
So, and same thing in St. Lucia. The Asian people that live in St. Lucia, they have St. Lucian accents. So why do you think
New York Asians have New York accents?
I think you do see that. This is a little bit of my question. So when someone who grew up in
Queens doesn't have a New York accent,
but it's kind of like a New York / black New York accent that she got read for and she stopped doing it. But it wasn't an accent, right?
Jiggly fully had a New York accent.
She did.
You're right. Jiggly fully had a thick New York accent.
But Awkwafina got dragged for it. Remember this?
Well, she was putting it on a little bit too. Like right. Jiggly, that's how Jiggly talked.
Yeah.
Like I never heard Jiggly not talk. Like, when she would talk like that. You know what I mean?
But when you see people who have like Southern Black accents who are not Black, but they grew up in that, like, is that the same thing?
So Jaime had a white Southern accent. But
is he putting on a white one as opposed to a Black?
No, he grew up around white people though.
So I'm saying, but when you have white people and Latinx, and Latino people and Asian people who grew up with black people in the South, and they have black Southern accents, is that problematic?
Well, I grew up in a black community with white people who had black accents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone who grew up in a black community knew a few folks who were not black who were in the community.
Right.
And not all of my, but like a lot of my friends who were not black who lived in my neighborhood, they had black accents. Like, they talked like black people.
Right.
And we never thought anything of it because they just talk like everyone around them.
Right.
I think what it is when people catch you not talking like that for real. I don't think anyone gave Jiggly shit for it because that's how she really talked.
Right.
But if you do another interview and you
you're
don't sound like that no more,
yeah,
and you're like, hi, everyone's like,
Yeah.
whoa, baby, whoa,
Code
what's going
switching.
on here?
But I will say, black people code switch too. I code switch.
Yeah, but you still sound black.
Yeah.
Like I think I sound black. But I have like my professional, when I code switch, it's basically just my professional black voice.
Yeah,
So
same.
like if I'm talking to you, I was like this, and if I was doing a thing, I'd be like, "Hi everyone, my name is Bob the Drag Queen, and I do a podcast with Monet Exchange, and we argue, we're best friends, but we truly, really love each other." But if I talk to you, I'd be like, "I do a podcast with my best friend, her name's Monet Exchange. We argue a lot, but we're best friends though."
Right.
So for me, that's my code switching. It doesn't go full hi,
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, anytime there was a time in TikTok when this was coming up a lot, especially when you see content creators who from the South. There were like two girls specifically that come to mind. I cannot remember their names, but they were like, people like dragged them. They're like, you putting on this accent, it's not for you, who you are. And one of the girls, she was like, I literally am from College Park, Georgia. Like, this is like, I'm not doing a thing. People
College
like,
Park is Clayton County.
whatever, sure. And she's like, I'm not doing an accent. Like, I'm like this how I talk. Like, and like, people were like, no, you're white. Stop talking like that. And then I remember, and I think I haven't seen her content in a very long time, so I don't know if she just like went away. But her whole thing was like, guys, I'm not doing a thing. I'm not doing an accent. I'm born and raised here. I've been here since I've been a day old, and I am 19 years old now. This is how I've always existed.
I do think sometimes people who have that take just did not grow up in a black community with white people who talk like black people. Like, would you say your neighborhood was black?
Yeah, I grew up in a very black. East Flop is very black.
And did you have any Asian kids who talk like that?
Yeah, I definitely knew Asian kids that talk like that. I knew white people that talk like that. I told you, I knew white people that said nigga because they grew up in Vanderveer Project.
The Asian folks wasn't saying nigga where I was from. The white folks wasn't saying nigga where I was from.
Asian
and
people,
they said nigger. That popped out a couple times.
There were a couple Asian people who would say nigga for sure.
No, there was a couple of Puerto Ricans who would say nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
But there aren't a ton of Puerto Ricans in Atlanta.
Sure, they were Puerto Rican.
They weren't Puerto Rican. No, not a lot of Vietnamese people in Atlanta.
Yeah. Anyway,
Vietnamese people.
Back to Sinners. Yeah, there's just so much of Sinners that, again, it's just such a great. I want to watch again because there's more. I've been reading like the New York Times articles and Variety. I want to like go back and like watch it again. In my opinion, Sinners is one of these movies that you should go and see twice. You should go and see it for the first time experience.
That's your New York accent, Sinners.
Do some research on it, then go back and watch it again because there's so much stuff in there. I feel like we need to like a part two. Like after, I want to watch it again with new eyes and new information and process it differently.
To answer the question I asked you a while back, I would have taken up on their offer. But here's the thing: what Annie was saying was, okay, was Annie saying kill me before I turn? Because if you turn, is your soul gone forever? Like once you are a vampire, is your soul just like gone now? Like why was it so important to die before you turn?
I think for her, she knowing all the information she has about spirits and all the witchcraft of it all, she has no desire to be a part of that. She doesn't want to lose her soul. So she wants her soul to go because she wanted to go be with her kid that she lost. And I think if she turned, she would not get to go and be with her kid.
So you don't think that once you're a vampire, like Stack or Smoke, which one was bad? Which one got turned to a vampire? One of them.
Smoke.
One of them got turned into a vampire. Once you're gone, you're just your soul it belongs to the brood now.
Yeah, I think so.
There was a lot of pussy eating in this film.
It happened twice.
And that's name another film with two pussy eating scenes in it.
I can't think of something in my head.
Yeah, there was a lot of pussy in this film. Quite a bit. I wasn't mad at it, but I was like, damn, eating pussy in this movie, honey. And there was a lot of fucking. A lot of fucking.
There's a lot of fucking.
Well, there was not a ton of fucking. This the young man and then Stack or Smoke, one of them.
Yeah.
Smokestack is such a great name for twins. Can we come up with some other names for twins?
Lighthouse.
Light and House. Lumber and Jack.
Lumber and Jack.
If it's a boy and girl, Will and Grace.
Bo and Mo.
But okay, they're doomed.
Wow,
they're doomed.
Okay, so Bob, do we agree that we can talk about Sinners again after we both watch it again?
I agree.
I agree too. I think it deserves that.
All right. Well, y'all see this in part 2. We want to makes it back to the movie, and then we're gonna do one on Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I would like to do that actually. Right. So this is just a little light. We're gonna go dig deeper and more in depth when you see it again.
Yeah.